What's up guys, Sloth King here. Today we're going to be installing the rods and pistons in my 7M. So I got the rods in front of me, got my pistons down here in the box, and then I got the block over here. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the journals for the rod bearings with some brake cleaner, and then I'm going to put a little bit of assembly lube on there, and then I'm going to do the same thing on here after I throw the pistons on. So I'm going to throw the pistons on, I'm going to clean this, put a little bit of assembly lube on it, and then we're going to go ahead and install everything. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, here we go. Just going to clean off these journals. All right guys, I got the rod bearing journals lubricated. I'm gonna work on putting the pistons on the rods. All right, so with the piston, we have, it's not marked where your front is, so I had to figure it out. So basically, on the driver's side, you have your intake valves, which are bigger, and then on your passenger side, you'll have your exhaust valves, which are smaller. So I'll show you over here on the head.
As you can see, intake valves are bigger, exhaust valves are smaller.
So, goes on just like that. That's one way to figure out the orientation of the pistons. And on the rods, this will indicate the front, and this will indicate the back. You'll see a marking here or an indent here that indicates this is the front, and this is gonna be the rear. All right guys, so I got piston number 6 on. This was actually pretty aggravating, to be honest. I was doing some research in these CP piston clips, the piston pin clips. These ones are thicker than like, let's say, Wiseco piston clips. So I had to do some finessing to get it on, but I finally got it on. It took about 15 minutes, but now that I know how to do it, I can show you guys how to do it. All right, let's get number 5 going. Same orientation, bigger valve dishes or slots right here, smaller ones right here. So what I did, I just added a little bit of this assembly lube. Right here, same thing on the other side. I don't know if it should help me. I don't know if it's being counterintuitive or productive. All right, so what I ended up doing, you take your clip. Easiest way that I found out how to do it so far you have your opening facing down, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna jam it in there, or not jam it in there, we're gonna put it in there and then push down with the top so that way it glides across the underside of the piston. And we're gonna take a small screwdriver and we're just gonna push down on it. See how I'm doing this? It's going in like that, keeping pressure on it, pushing down. When I get right there, I'm gonna grab my screwdriver and boom, it's in. Now you can double check to make sure it's lined up by checking it out, and if it's not, you can like move it with a pick, but that's good to go. This is gonna be the front. Same thing, line it up so both ends are on the bottom. Really push down, grab this. And it's in. 2 down, 4 to go. Let's do this. Got all the pistons on, made a huge mess. Not too bad though. Time to throw on the piston rings. All right guys, I'm installing the rings right now. I just did the first piston as a test run, just to show you guys exactly how it goes. It's pretty straightforward. These instructions on the CP rings, they literally don't tell you the orientation, but that's fine, because if you look at the manual for the 7M, you will have the orientation. So you're gonna have 2 oil rings, a second ring, and then the top ring. So here's your oil rings, they're super flimsy. This is gonna be your second ring. It'll have like an edge to it. No, sorry. This is gonna be your top ring, because it's silver. And then this one is gonna be your second ring, which is gonna scrape the oil as the piston goes down. And then this ring, this is you're gonna have your top oil ring and your lower oil ring. So it's gonna sit in this area right here. In the orientation, you want your lower oil ring here, your upper oil ring here, your second ring here, and your top ring over here. So all you want is the openings to face that way. So first thing you do, you install this. If it doesn't line up properly, you can take a pick, just grab it, like pull it, and then boom. You're gonna take one of your oil rings. For the 7M, it's not labeled at all. So this one we're gonna have to spiral on. So we want it underneath this ring for your bottom one. And then your top oil ring is gonna go above it. So the lower oil ring is gonna face this side of the piston. Because right here, this is the front of the engine. This is the rear. So on the intake side, the ring opening is going to face this way. Oh, shit. I found that these ones were the harder ones to put on. There we go. Wow. Yeah, putting the oil rings on the first piston, yeah, it was very frustrating. All right, so I got the lower oil ring here. I'm gonna put the upper one over on this side. There we go. Direct 180 from each other. So now we can use our piston ring expander. This is the second ring. It's gonna go on this side of the piston. Don't stretch it too much. Just enough to go around the piston. There's that. And then finally your top ring. It's gonna go a direct 180 from your second ring. Alright guys, I got all the piston rings on. Next thing I need to do, I need to clean off the bearings, apply some assembly lube, do a quick wipe down of the cylinders, apply a little bit of oil in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and install the pistons. Now I did pick up a Wiseco piston installer, so this is tapered, so the rings are gonna center in the bore a lot better. And for this, I'm gonna turn off my fan. I don't want anything blowing in here. And then before I get ahead of myself, the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna coat the cylinders with a little bit of oil. before you do anything, double check that your rings are in the right order. Make sure you're in the right orientation. Front of the engine. All right, got that secured. Make sure you're on the right side of the engine. This is the front. Slowly bring it down into the cylinder. And you're just gonna push it in. There we go. Huh, nice. I'm gonna do the same thing for number 6. Then I'm gonna put the cap on. Now I'm going to guide this down. All right, that's on there. Gonna guide down the piston. Nice and secured, nice and secured. I'm going to put some assembly lube on here. Now these are marked on the side. Number 6, gonna find the markings. There we go. All right, gonna put some ARP lube on here. Now these already had some lube on it, so I don't need to put like a crap ton on. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and torque that down. So this requires 50 foot-pounds in a few different increments. So I'm gonna do 20, 35, and then finish it off with 50. It's 20. Here's 35. And 50. All right, next I'm going to do 2 and 5. right, guys, moment of truth. Oh yeah. Woo! Oh, that's such a beautiful sight. Super smooth. Oh, that's awesome. All right, guys, pistons are all installed. Everything is torqued down how it should be. Everything rotates smoothly. I am beyond excited. As I said earlier, those piston ring clips, those were a pain to try to get installed. But once I used that screwdriver and I popped it in, it went by pretty smoothly. I just didn't want to like bend anything, so yeah, I think that was like the most difficult thing besides those oil rings that I had to put on. Those were such a pain to get on, that that small little like flimsy ring. I forget what it's called, but yeah, those two things were the hardest. But yeah, I'm super stoked. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a thing or two from it. If you did, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe to see more videos like these, and be sure to follow this build. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a night, so you guys have a good one. Peace out.